Yes, people, what's going on? Welcome to AdamMcKola TV. It's Joe. I'm Adam. We're back for a little chat about some of the weekend's hot topics, Joe.
Hot topics.
Hot topics. Wasn't it that used to be a shop?
Hot Topic, I think, used to be. Yeah, I don't know where. It's like
It's
an
where
American
Butters
thing.
got all his vamp gear from, wasn't
Right,
it? In
South
South Park.
Park.
Yeah.
I think it's an American shop, yeah.
Yeah, but we're here to talk about Eric Bailly. Actually might be signing a new contract, which is great. But also, Harry Maguire and our man, little old Pastor Fred. You see him getting in trouble this weekend?
Got told off,
Did
didn't
you
he,
see
by his older brother,
Yeah.
by Maguire. Yeah.
I've got to say, Harry Maguire's growing on me.
Is he?
He's growing on me. Start of the season, shambles, mate. Locked up abroad, you know,
Banged
comes
up.
back, playing awful, you know. Or you see him get sent off for England looking like he's going about to cry. Do you remember that?
I remember that, yeah.
And since then, his form's been immense.
Yeah.
It's gone up, you know, positivity. coming
71
from him
games in a row in the
every
league.
time, exactly. Clean sheets are getting there. You know, he's contributed some crucial goals as well. And his performances are getting better. And then this week you hear about him with the ESL thing. Stepping up to Ed Woodward, seeing him out of there. And then saying what I've been saying all along. Saying what...
What's he saying?
Stop being a fucking idiot, Fred!
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
What did you make of it?
I like it. I mean, I think I thought he was better last season than people gave him credit for. I think he's made our defence a lot better.
The problem is his price tag, innit?
Yeah, the price tag
Goes-
I mean, it's just stupid because I don't think you should. I mean, obviously, I get why you would do that. If it's like, oh, you got a slice of pizza, it's £2. The standards are lower than if that same slice was £12. You might love it if it's 2, you might not if it's 12, but it's not our money, and it's not like it's like. I don't know. I just think we needed a centre back. He's come in. He's our best centre back. He's made us better defensively. Sort of forget the price tag a little bit where you can. I know obviously it's hard to do that, but. The captaincy stuff, I like that. I like that he was at the forefront talking to Woodward and against the ESL. I like that he, you know, I mean, Fred sometimes is a bit of an idiot, isn't he? And the decisions he makes and the things he tries and the things he gets wrong a lot must be so frustrating. And when you're the captain, I think it's right that he stands and he says, you know, you're being a twat.
Yeah.
Because often he is. I mean, I like Fred, but he makes a lot of mistakes and he does things that are idiotic, doesn't
They're always basics.
Yeah.
He gets wrong, innit?
Yeah.
Like a simple 5-yard pass.
Yeah.
Like he seems to do the difficult easy, and the easy is difficult for him.
Yeah.
Like he messes up so many passes sometimes that you just think, what are you doing? But like you say, I'm glad that we get that from our captain. And I'm just glad that we have that from our players. We saw Marcus Rashford and Harry Maguire giving a bit to each other. Remember
Yeah,
that
yeah.
not long ago?
Couple weeks
and I
ago.
find it weird that when things like this happen, especially with Man United for obvious reasons, there's about 20 articles about it.
Yeah.
Like we're forced to do this video about it. Like, really, those things happen if you've played football and you can tell these journalists haven't, you don't write an article about it.
I mean, that happens at like under 10s, under 15s, under 18s, 5-a-side. These things happen
there
all the
actually
time.
are 9-year-olds running around calling each other fucking
Yeah,
idiots.
you fucking, yeah, of course there is. There actually is.
No, there are.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, this happens all the way through, and it's not like, oh, that means Fred has to leave, and oh, you know, that's the end of it for Fred because the captain thinks he's an idiot. He was being idiotic in the moment. Maguire called him out, which is right to do. And you've got to try and get people to turn things around quickly because if you do 3 or 4 more of those idiotic things, we might have conceded. And then Maguire knows that it's him that gets blamed for when we concede. It's a shame we couldn't win the game, really, because I think the Bruno chance and to a lesser extent the Dan James chance where he just sort of took too long on the ball would have capped off what was a insane performance, really. I've never seen a game where the ball gets turned over so much. Like, both teams were pressing so hard. Both teams, every time someone touches the ball, there's someone right up their arse, sticking the leg round, trying to tackle from both angles. I thought United did enough to win, and it's a shame they didn't. But, you know, Maguire shouting at his players, that's what captains are meant to do. And it's not always going to be nice, you know, well done, good stuff. It's going to be, you being an idiot, sort it out.
100%. And it shouldn't just be your captain that's doing that.
No.
It should be everyone holding each other account. 2 more games away from the whole season unbeaten away from home, though.
That's mad, isn't it?
Despite that draw, which is great for Manchester United, I think. Especially when you look at, you know, some of the criticisms Ali gets. You rarely hear this being spoken about our away record. And we've got Aston Villa and Wolves left now.
Yeah, 24 games in a row in the league, unbeaten. Villa and Wolves, like you said. And, you know, I mean, there could be a potential slip up there. But the fact that we've done, you know, essentially a full season away from home unbeaten, amazing. And it's a shame that it's not at home because for some reason in people's heads, it feels easier to understand why you could go unbeaten at home because you've got your support, you're used to the dressing room, you're used to driving in or, however they do it, you're used to staying overnight at the hotel or coming from your house and all that. It makes sense, there's a routine to it. But when it's an away record, it's almost like, well, how can you maintain, consistency going to Southampton, going to Newcastle, going to, Swansea? I know it hasn't been this season, but how can you go up and down the country and maintain consistency? But obviously we are doing that. I don't think it's an accident or a coincidence. There's something about the way we play away from home, the way we're allowed to play against teams who are playing at home. I think it's amazing that we've done that. And like I said, if it was a home record, it would be talked about more, I think. But because it's away, people tend to go,
I think
I don't
more
quite
impressive
understand
away.
it.
More impressive.
Yeah,
maybe it would be more impressive if it was in front of fans away.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, if you look I think it is more impressive because if you look at the highest ever or the most ever games without loss away from home, I think it's Arsenal with 27 at the moment, United 24. But at home, Arsenal got 40 odd, Chelsea got 60 or something ridiculous.
67,
Liverpool got 45 or 54 it was that was broken a couple of weeks ago or a couple of months ago. So the home records are double, triple the length. So this is about as good an away record as anyone has ever had in the Premier League. Only Arsenal have bettered it. So I think it's incredibly impressive. This is the equivalent of 50 in a row at home. So I think it's amazing.
And if you think about Arsenal's record, probably we were their only real challengers. Van Nistelrooy hitting that post.
Yeah, they were the best team in England when they did that.
Yeah.
Or they won the league, so you'd have to say they were. We aren't the best team in England. And you could argue when our away form started, which I think a lot of it started at the end of last season, we were very good away from home as well. We were the third, maybe fourth best team in England at the time. So to be so consistent away from home, I think pretty brilliant.
Most def. One last thing before we go. Eric Bailly, rumours of him signing a new contract.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, I haven't seen this anywhere, just from Jay.
It's been reported in a lot of the newspapers. ESPN,
I think,
MEN were having it as well, saying he's set to sign a deal.
Does he deserve it? But what's that face? What's that
Well,
noise?
be honest with ourselves. Are we giving someone who is going to play 15 games a season max, whether it's through injury or selection or a bit of both? Are we giving this person? I don't know how long the deal will be.
Apparently it's 3 to 4 years, so take him to 31 years old.
That seems like a long time. And I get that we're quite thin defensively now. We used to have, what was it, 18 months ago we had what we've got now, plus Rojo, plus Smalling. But at the minute, we've got 4 centre-backs, basically. I mean, I know Twanzebe's in there, but Phil Jones is basically out. So it's essentially Maguire, Lindelof, Twanzebe, Bailly, and then Phil Jones when he's injured, when he's available. If you get 2 injuries, we're down to basically 2 injury-prone centre-backs being our first-choice centre-backs, which does worry me a little bit, which makes me think, just in terms of numbers, I guess we kind of need Eric Bailly there. But I just feel like at some point, what are we waiting for? Do you think he can come back and do 40 games a season? Okay,
I can't say that because I'm not his doctor.
That's my only problem.
Do you know what I mean? But it has seemed this season, a lot of the time he's been left out. Sometimes he's been available.
Yeah.
Like his recent absence was because of coronavirus. Like, okay, we've got to deal with that now. But it's not a muscle injury. I know he's had a knock this season, but I felt like this season he has been available more often. And when he has played, our defence is the best it's been this season. Like, we're keeping clean sheets. It coincided with the point we were top of the league. Now, maybe just because we were top of the league, I look back at that and think we were better than we were. But you can't deny him defending. I think individually we've seen some of our best defensive performances from him and Harry Maguire. Yeah. I think they're both our best centre-halves. So I'm delighted, especially with the news that he wasn't going to sign a deal. It did worry me. And you've got to consider, bro, we've already got to sign maybe a striker. Cavani's leaving. Possibly a right winger. Possibly a midfielder. Yeah. Bailly goes, we then maybe need 2 centre-backs.
I would agree with that.
So it's a bit of a worry. At least now we've got 4 years. All right, if next season we think this ain't working, you're going to get more money for him next season than you would have now.
25 million or whatever instead of 12.
I think sensible bit of business.
Yeah, I agree. And one thing I say about the Bailly being fit and not playing, I think we've got to remember because Bailly will get injured at some point, I know that's horrible to say, but that just is the way it goes. You're not just playing Eric Bailly for those 5 games. If you make him first choice, you're also playing a cold Victor Lindelof because those games will come, and the 5 games when Lindelof has to come back in when he missed the last 10 because Bailly was playing, and he's looking shaky. He's not as confident. I think when you sort of tot up what you get over the season with 10 games of bye here, a cold Victor Lindelof, 5 games of bye here, a cold Victor Lindelof, or you just get 40 games of Lindelof and then half a dozen or a dozen bye games. I think overall, the way Ole's done it, I do understand it. But yeah, overall, I'm happy he's signing. But I just, like you said, we kind of probably still need another.
Watch your mouth.
I love Eric Bailly, and I think I agree. Him and Maguire is our best partnership. I love Eric Bailly.
Well, make sure you're subscribing to Stretford Paddock. Make sure you're subscribing to AdamMcKola TV. Follow this man on Twitter and all that stuff. Joel Smith 93. We're going to film Premier League Piss Take now as well.
Yeah.
This is our warm up, innit?
Just warming up.
So this is like when you watch Romelu Lukaku shooting all them shots wide just before the match.
Yeah. And then he shoots them wide in the game as well.
Yeah. Right. Off to score some goals. See you in a bit.